Hey YouTube, this is Stardust Dragon here. Bring you guys an update on my Pendulum deck. Since we're in 2020 and the new Master Rules hit not too long ago, I decided to update my Pendulum deck to, do more better and more fit with the modern times. So this is my updated Endymion Magician's 2020 deck. So enough of me talking, let's get straight into the deck profile. But yeah, I took this deck last year in October to regionals, and it did pretty well. I always loved Magicians. Actually, you probably saw my older ones on my older videos. But yeah, I made some changes to it. There's some still changes I want to do to the side deck and definitely to the extra deck. But of course, they're really expensive cards, so I'm just gonna wait until they get reprint or if I get my hands in them. Anyways, enough of me talking about that. We'll get to it when we get to it. For now, let's get into the main deck. So first, we have three Masters. This is like one of the main boss monsters of the deck. This guy's really good because he can, whenever you have spell counters on him, he cannot be destroyed by battle. And if there's any spell counters on the field, most of the time you get him out with Servant, you can bounce back that card, and then you can negate a trap or spell effect. So this is really good for negating like lightning strikes or permanence or any other stuff that targets it, so you can just negate it. Not only that, it has another good effect when it's in its pendulum zone, is that if you control 6 counters, you can read those 6 and summon him, and then blow up monsters for how many spell counter creatures or cards you have that have spell counters out. So it's a really good board wipe, and it's a good way for getting negation out on the field. So yeah, he's like our main, and also he's a 28, so he's a really good boss monster. Next, we have 3 chronographs. We still play the Magician engine. This card's mostly used to get Timegazer, so then you can link it off and go into, link summons. Knowing that, this card's also good because it's a scale 8, so if you need scale 8, you have it. And also, he's a 2000, so he's a pretty beefy monster. So, yeah. Chronograph. I mean, he's been in the Pendulum decks for a while now, because he's a really good card. Next, we have 2 Reflection of Endymion. This is a card I'm kind of testing out. I know you can special summon. I don't really get the hang of it too much, and most I just use it because it's a scale 2, since we lost Servant down to 1. So, yeah, I'm still experimenting with this card. And also 1850, that's not a bad attack, but yep. We had 2 of that. Next, we have 2 Mythical Beasts Cerberus. This is a really good card because you can do a little trick with them, is that you can activate your Pendulum Scale, send them to the extra deck, get Mythical and Jackal that we have in here. Put Jackal, sacrifice Jackal, and special summon it, and you have a 28 on the field really quickly. Knowing that, his effect, my friend actually hates it. You can move 4 spell counters and banish a card, and then gains the attack. And he's just a really scary monster to go up against because he's 28, and of course he can just banish cards, so you can banish problematic cards, and he can just, beat down your opponent. So he's a really good card. Sadly, he's too high level, so you can't really pendulum summon him, but you can do other ways, like that way I showed you guys how to take him out using this card, by the way. So, Mythical and Jackal. I mean, this is not just good for busting him out, this is also good because whenever you get spell counters, you can actually negate monster effects. So right now, Emancipators has really strong combos. So with this card, you can just negate one of their, wait for their key cards and negate it, or try to stop their combos, or try to make it so it's not too bad. But yeah, this card's really good. Plus also it's a 24, so it's a really good attack too. But yeah, Jackal, really good card. Mostly for negating monster effects. Next, we have 2 Magister of Endymion. Also, like Reflection, I'm kind of just messing with this. I know you can bring back a monster from your extra deck, I think, but mostly I just use him because he's a scale 8. But yeah, just mostly for scales. Next, we have 2 Magical Abductor. This is a really good card because we play spell counters. So once this has 3 spell counters, you can actually search a pendulum monster. So this can search your master, your servant, any card that you need. Even you need a card to set your scale, and then this card can set it, because it's really easy to get spell counters out. Knowing that, it's also a scale 3, so that's not really a bad scale. But yeah, this is a really good card for searching out the main cards that you need. Next, we have 2 Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser. This is a really good card because it provides a special summon, so pretty much you can link it off. And also, it's a good card just to get counters, because let's say we have Servant, place it here. Since it's a spell card, it gets a counter, and then you can just special summon. So it's a good way to get counters, a good way to get a monster on the board, so you can just link off. Or, since it's a level 4, you can either go into Exceed or Synchro. Because we do play the Magician, so we do have Harmonizing in here. Next up, we have Aether, the Empowering Dragon. I remember back when I was preparing for regionals, I saw a guy playing this card. He said this is really hard to out stuff, because it really is. My friend also hates this card. Is that this is just such a great card just to summon and banish a monster you're having a problem with. And only that, it's at 2300, so it's a pretty good beat stick. But yeah, I play 2 of them because he's a really good card for banishing cards. Not only that, he's a 23. And he's a dragon, so he looks cool. And since I mentioned about magicians, we do have 2 Harmonizing Magician, because this card is broken, and I still don't understand why they didn't ban it. Instead they banned Double Iris and Astrograph. I still don't know why they didn't ban this one, because I really think this card's broken, because it enables your Exceeds, your Synchros, and now since Links, you can do Link Summoning. This card is such good, and all of that, it's a scale 8, so if you have to set the scales, you can use this. And plus, for each Magician card you have in your extra, it can monster scale 100 attack boost, but mostly you just use it for your Synchros and Exceeds and Links. But yeah, it's such a great card. It's so broken. I still am surprised that it's not banned. If I had to choose a card to ban, that one would be it, because the card's broken. And now we have 2 Black Fangs. Of course, Harmonizing answers something off, so we play 2 Black Fangs. I mean, this card's a really good card. I mean, people used to use it with Purple Poison. The 2 cards are really good. This card's good for its scale, and also it's a level 4, so I can search it with Harmonizing, like I said, and you go into Exceeds or Synchros. But yeah, this card's really good, so I play 2 of them. Know that his Pendulum effect is really good too. Alright, next up we have our Servant of Endymion. Sadly, this is went to 1. Back then, this used to be at 3. That's before I put Servant, but yeah, I used that for the other card, the other scale too. But yeah, this card is so broken for Endymions, because it lets you search your Master, it lets you search Citadel, whatever you need. Jackal King, anything that needs spell counters, this card can search it. This card's really good. And I kind of wish it was at 3, but it's at 1, so we just have to deal with 1. Plus, also, I want the Super 1 that came out in the OTS packs. Next up, Timegazer. You know, we're running Chronograph, so kind of have to. And then we're playing Oafdragon. This card I still like because it can recycle your Harmonizing, and since we still play Magicians. And not only that, if you have Black Fang, it's just perfect scales right there, so yeah. Alright, onto the spell cards. We have 3 Spell Power Magistracy. This is a really good card in this deck because it also provides spell counters for your cards that you need, like Servant, or if you just need spell counters on, you know, Jackal King to negate stuff. But yeah, this card's really good because it lets you search out your Endymion cards. So if you need a Servant, this can search it. If you need Master, it can search it. If you need Citadel, this can search it. Not only that, for each Master or Spell Power Graphs you have in the graveyard, you can put that many spell counters. So it's a really good card for putting spell counters on cards that you need spell counters on. Next up, we have Spell Power Graphs. Like I said with Master, this is a really good card just to put spell counters. And also you can search another spell paragraph, so that's really good that you have one for next turn, so then you can put more spell counters on the board. But yeah, spell counters is important in this deck, so you want to have much cards as you can put spell counters. Alright, next we got 3 Allure of Darkness. Really good card since the whole deck is all dark. You can draw 2 cards, so it's really good for consistency. And since we're allowed 3, you put 3 in. And since the whole deck is all dark, so. Next up, we got 2 Pendulum Calls, because we still play Magicians, so this helps us search our Harmonizing, or if we need scales, those Oafdragon and the Black Fang. But yeah, these cards help us search our scales, or just to go into Exceeds and Synchros. Alright, next up, 2 Magical Citadels. This card's really good because for every time you play a spell counter, you get a counter on it. Like I said, this deck revolves around spell counters. Not only that, is that if any of your cards that have spell counters are destroyed, just remove a spell counter for this, so it protects your cards from being destroyed. So yeah, this card's really amazing in this deck. Next up, we got 2 Paw Desires. Draw 2 cards, pretty much. Yeah, it does banish 10, but you have multiple copies, so you'd be fine, except Timegazer, because that happened to me a couple of times where I play this, and then I was searching for, I activate Chronograph, search for Timegazer, and yeah, it was banished. But yeah, it's a good card. I'll draw 2. You don't have to worry about that, because you always have extra copies. Alright, next up, Terraforming, because you need to search out Citadel, and also it's a spell card, so counters. Upstart, draw one spell counter as well, because it's a spell. And you really need to pick me the super rare one that came out in the Secret Slayers, I think. And then we have our Raigeki. Pretty much blows up the field, and it's a really good card. Just for a board wipe, so then you can just end them. Alright, on to the extra deck. And then after that, we shall go to the side deck. Alright, we have Timestar. I mean, we're still playing Magicians. This card's good for searching. So, yeah. Abyss Dweller. This is a really good card for any deck that uses effects in the graveyard, like Burning Abyss and stuff like that, for example. But yeah, this is such a really good rank 4, so it's a good card to get out just when if your opponent is using a bunch of effects from the graveyard. Next we have Tornado Dragon. Easy access to an MST pretty much, or like Twin Twister. This card's good against back row, so that's why I play it. Knowing that since Eldritch is around, this card's really good for against their trap monsters, since they have trap monsters. Or if you're going up against Ultrageist, this is a really good card just to get rid of their threats. But yeah, Tornado Dragon's a great card, so yep, good for back row removal. Next up we have Castel. This is a really good card just to bounce back threats. If they have threats, you just bounce it back, and plus it's a 200 beat 6, so it's a pretty good card. And it's been around for ages, so I like that card, because you just get rid of something that's a threat. Next up, probably one of my favorites, is Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion. This card's good for ending games, or if you just need to like run over a big monster. This card is pure evil, because it makes your opponent's monster 0, and then it gains all that attack points and just, you know, completely runs them over. And it's really easy to access. Alright, we have Stardust Dragon. Now this card I just put in here because Stardust Dragon is still a great card for negating destruction, but I kind of want to replace it with Borderlord Savage Dragon, but sadly I don't have the card yet for now, until of course the 2020 Megatins come out. Hopefully I can get one, but so far Stardust Dragon is here. Plus another reason why I have him here is, if you guys notice, my main mascot is Stardust Dragon, since Stardust Dragon is my favorite monster in the whole game. It's my all-time favorite monster, so yeah. So I still play Stardust Dragon, just because he's still a great card, until I get Borderlord Savage Dragon. Alright, next up we have Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. This is a good card, because it's a 3000, so it's a high. But its ability is what makes it great, is because you can blow up any special summon monster and then your opponent takes damage. So this is good for just ending games, like since you can pendulum summon, just pendulum summon a bunch of monster, activates effect, blow up all the monster you just pendulum summon, and your opponent just takes damage and you can take game like that. Or if your opponent has a whole board of special summon monsters, you just blow them all up and then they take a buttload of damage. So this is a really good card for clearing boards and just doing damage when you need to. Alright, next we have Supreme King Dragon Clearing. This is a really good card because if your opponent has a big board, summon it, blows up. So it pretty much clears your board, so then you can just end them right there, attack them. And also it's a 25, so it's not that bad. Alright, next up we got the only Borosword Dragon. This card is pretty much really good because you can easily make it. It's a pendulum, so you can easily get 4 monsters out, no tilling 4. But yeah, this card is amazing. I think every deck at least plays one Borosword Dragon in it because it's a great card. I mean, it can attack twice, so it can end games, it can take games for you if you need to. Know that also it cannot be affected by card effects when it activates effect. It's just altogether a great card. And funny thing, if you watch Moco 40, he was actually talking about that Borosword Dragon is a great card to pick up and a great card that's still going to be used for Link monsters, even though we're in the new Master Rule 5. But yeah, Borosword Dragon is a great card, so it's easy to make and it's just fun to use. Alright, so I just got this card today. This is a card I was missing for this deck. That's why I haven't done a deck profile in a while, or a video, or I wanted to do this, but I was missing this card. She's just amazing. She helps out with the counters. Knowing that, she can actually extend your plays by summoning like a level 4 monster, and then you can do more shenanigans with it. So yeah, this card's a really good card. Plus it's a 3 links and the arrows are perfect, so since we pendulum players still have to use links, not like synchros and fusions where they don't need links anymore. So yeah, this is a really good link arrow and really good effect. Plus also you can get a lot of spell counters, and since this deck revolves around spell counters, so yeah. And also it's the 1850, so it's not bad. But yeah, I'm glad I got that card. And speaking of spell counters, we have this. It's just Link 2. So 2 arrows and all of that spell counter. So stuff you can do with it. And then we have a generic just Link 2, since we still play Master Rule 4, it's just good for just 2 arrows and just a generic Link 2, pretty much. Even though I have been thinking about taking out that card, but I just don't know what to put in for it. Next up, Beat Cop, another just Link 2, pretty much. And then we have Nightmare Cerberus, really good card to out special summon monsters. I mean, all the Nightmare cards are good, like Nightmare Griffin, Nightmare Phoenix and stuff. And speaking of Nightmare Phoenix, we also play one of it, because it's always good to get rid of back row. Like I said, with Tornado Dragon, Eldritch, and Ultrageist, it's a really good card just to out back row. Alright, on to the side deck. We have 2 New Brews. I know not much people are playing it now, but still it's always good to have New Brew for those combo decks. Definitely mirror matches, because pendulums can get really crazy sometime. And this card could still hit Emancipators, but yeah, it's just good against any combo deck, just to get rid of their board that they're making humongously. Next up, we have 2 Ash Blossoms. Not really a hard card to explain. It pretty much negates searching, anything that lets them search or add cards to their hand. So it's just a good way to slow them down or try to stop their combo. And, Ash has been around forever now. It's crazy to think that hand traps been around for a long time now. Speaking of more hand traps, we got 2 Ghost Ogre. Pretty much stop card effects, stop from your opponent from going off. Now we have 2 Cosmic Cyclones. Like I said, back row, that's a spell card, so spell counters. And it's a really good removal, because instead of destroying like Twin Twister or any other cards, it actually banishes it, so they can't use it. Next up, we got Hey True Nades. See, back then when I went to regionals, this was mostly for back row, but since now I kind of want to replace these with Lightning Strike, but I don't have Lightning Strike right now. But when I do, I'll probably take these out and put Lightning Strike. But Hey True Nade's still a great card, because this can just bounce stuff back. So Eldritch, Ultrageist, just bounce all those cards back. Next up, we got 2 Called by the Graves to deal with, hand traps, like, Ash Blossom and stuff. So it's a good card to have. Next up, we have 2 Secret Village of Spellcasters. Technicality, I put these in because at the time Sky Striker was running around, so this card completely locks them out. Actually, that's how I won a game against Sky Strikers. I locked the guy out, so it was pretty cool. Second match, first match I conceded because I needed this. This was in my side deck. Second game, I locked him out. Then we went to the third game, and he went first because he knew I was going to lock him out, but I still got this card out fast as possible before he could do anything, and I locked him out. And then he got rid of it, and then time was going down, and I just was just swinging at him. But yeah, it was a cool time. But yeah, I might take this card out because really Sky Striker's not a thing. But I mean, Necros is around, but there's not much cards that really rely on like spell cards too much. So I might take this out, but for now it's just gonna stay. And then the card that's gaining popularity right now is Dark Ruler no more. Sadly, I only have 1 copy, so maybe I might replace those and put more of these in. But right now I just have 1. This is a good card just because you can negate card effects. So, you don't want your opponent to go off. Plus, it's a spell card, so you can get your spell counters on. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. Like the deck profile as well. I'm going to put the deck list in the description below. And, yeah. I guess I'll see you guys next time when I upload the next video. But before I go, don't forget to click the bell icon so when I upload a video like this, you'll be notified straight away. And if you like this video or my other videos, go on and click the subscribe button. Come and join my community. It's really fun. Also, we have my friend Random Victory too. Sometimes we do duels and all that stuff. I might try to do like maybe a online stream with me and him playing. But for now, it's kind of like an idea up there. But look forward to it. And look forward to more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. I might actually get a booster box soon, so look forward to that. And other products openings, because I'm still not done with Duel Overlord, because I still want my Stardust Dragon. Like I said in my video, I'm a big fan of Stardust Dragon. I still want my Stardust Dragon manga card, so I'm not giving up on that. And more permanents, Crystal Needle. I got 1 Crystal Needle Fire so far and 1 Vertigo Anaconda, but it would be nice to get more playsets. Anyways, enough of me rambling, and thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below what deck you're playing this Master Rule 5 or this format. Anyways guys, I'll see you guys later. Bye.